Hey, thanks. If you click the link below, you wanted to talk with me and learn a little bit about my experience with injury and mountain biking. Just a little background here on the channel, Mental Override. We talk about overcoming fear and living intentionally. And today I wanted to talk about one of my fears that I'm working on overcoming and how I use mental override, and that's overcoming injury. Throughout my life, I've had a number of major surgeries. I've had my knee done, my shoulder, total hip replacement, a couple surgeries on my throat and down the back of my throat, and another hip replacement on the way, and accidents over my lifetime. And all of these things can stop you from your regular pattern and your regular routine. So the question now becomes, what do you do? Now, I don't think there's a one answer fits all, but I want to discuss some of the mental concepts with mental override and experiencing these difficulties. Number one, you have a pattern interruption. That interruption from your regular routine. We'll call this line our routine. We're working on a routine up here. And what can happen when we get an injury is we have what's called a staircase. We staircase down. I was able to do this, and then I became injured, and now I can only do this. And here's the struggle. The struggle is, will my body repair back up to the level it was at, or am I at a new normal? Now, in my life, I've had a number of new normals with my surgeries. Um, that's been very difficult accepting what has changed. For example, when I had my hip replaced, my one leg is an inch and a half longer than the other one now. I need special shoes. So that was a dramatic change. So my pattern had to change. And I think what the difficulty is, sometimes people think that over time our abilities degrade. And I found that's not as true as over time our abilities staircase. So we can do this, then I had the shoulder, then I can do this, then I had the hip, and then I can do this. And we have a gap. We have gap downs in ability. And so the struggle is, do I need to keep training to gain that back? Or is there a new normal and a level of acceptance that I have to accept within myself and learn to enjoy things differently? For example, with skiing and biking, I'm not doing 60, 100 footers like I used to. I'm now, 10-foot jumps, small things, and I've learned to enjoy them differently. So it's not that the pleasure of biking itself is gone. It's that I've had to change how I enjoy things. And I've had to accept that there are new limitations within my body. For example, being hit by this car on my bike has not allowed me to bike for the last 4 months. I just started getting on my bike again. I can't push it. I can just ride. And so the alternative for me is to go, I never got to ride at all today, or I was able to go for 15 minutes. I was able to go for half an hour. I was able to go on the paved path. So the experience is different. And if I try and hold myself to the old standard, the old ability, and I don't grow and change with my new understanding of my body, I'm going to be stuck in regret. I'm going to be stuck being frustrated, going, why can't I? Why can't I? And there's this tension between how hard do I push to recover? And is this just where I'm at? I am getting older. And so we get some limitations with our body as we get older. We don't heal and recover as fast. So the mental override, it's a choice. It's a choice to get back on your bike and do something different. It's a choice to speak different words. I have to speak, yes, I'm going for a ride. I'm going to enjoy what I can. A lot of people get stuck in their injury, or you run into people or encounter them, and all they talk about is how they used to be able to do something, used to be able to, and they haven't found what they can enjoy now. And that's a pattern, negative feedback loop that I find I can get stuck in. I find other people get stuck in. Once I had this surgery, I never could do this anymore. But they never took the time to find out what you can do, what you're capable of. So I think my challenge in this to you is, it's hard to imagine getting exactly where you were when you experience pain and you experience your injury. Thinking about what can I do, what is possible, is the only silver lining that's there left for you. And in doing that, you actually have to listen to your body, learn about your body, and only go as fast as your body allows. And that's been probably the biggest lesson for me. Another one is needing other people to share this with. I have a small, close group of friends that I can share my struggles with. And without that, I wouldn't have made it through this. It was so hard mentally. this year to not be racing, to not be able to do the things that I've trained all year for, um, to take a step back and enjoy things differently. So this year, I'm working on just coaching my kids, coaching them in riding, and just being present. And so accepting the change, accepting the new normal has been a requirement for pleasantness. If you want to experience pleasantness or joy and have a good attitude through these struggles, even when we're experiencing physical pain, there has to be a level of acceptance of what is. There has to be a level of understanding where your body's at. I've tested and adjusted a bunch recently to see if I can push it, to see what I can do. And anytime I push, my body gives me feedback and lays me up for a day and is like, nope, you can't do that. So I get it. There is the constant struggle. So we have our mental capacity, our old pattern that we used to engage in, and we have to develop a new pattern. So be encouraged when you're trying to establish a new pattern. You're going to do something you've never done before, and that's pioneering a new habit, a new routine, a new frequency, a new feeling that you haven't had before. And you have to give yourself some grace for that. You may feel uneasy, you may feel scared, and that's where the mental override comes in. And you can focus on your vision. What is it you really want? If you want to be the best that you can be physically so that you can enjoy your meat suit throughout the years, you have to accept where you're at. You can't live not in reality. You have to be in reality. I mean, we are in reality, but we can pretend we're more than we are. We can pretend we can do more than we can. And that can lead to further injury. So, having people to talk to, understanding that there's a new pattern change. Sometimes some diet and physio and exercise are all required for the healing. But this is specifically, I wanted to talk about just the mental part of it, the mental override. There's a fear sometimes of even trying again, moving forward, or being re injured. Sometimes that requires exposure therapy where we slowly move ourselves back into it. I'm slowly coming to the places I biked before and nursing my way down them and trying them again to see how my body feels. Mentally, I know I can. I've got the ability um, or the skill set and the mindset to do a lot of the things I do riding, but my body hasn't the ability, even the atrophy. Um, and I've been doing this a lot, guys. It's been every surgery is taking months to a year. My hip surgery was almost 2 years to recover when my leg was lengthened so much. It tore all the muscles in my quad, pulled a lot of the tendons in my groin. So it was a long recovery. And it was hard on my family. It was hard on me. Um, Sometimes I have a terrible attitude. When we're feeling pain, not pleasantness, we project that. We want people to understand what we're feeling. And if you're suffering out there, I get it. I understand your physical pain. There are most days where I haven't experienced a 10 out of, like most days, I experience at some point a 10 out of 10 pain cycle. They call it the chronic pain disorder. And I've lived with that for about 7 years, 8 years now, really since I left the military. And I left the military because of my physical injuries. Um, so I just wanted to make this video as a way to talk about what I'm going through, encourage other people who may be injured right now. If you have an injury, put it down below. Put what you did to recover. I know I needed to take care of my body, my mind, my health. I needed to take care of my relationships. I needed to have all the ingredients to see how back far up that staircase I can get. I mean, the elevator goes down quick, it's easy. The stairs take work to get back them. Sometimes it's 5 steps forward and 4 steps back, but you're still 1 step ahead. So don't give up. Keep trying. Consider mental override, which is a choice in spite of how you feel, having faith in yourself that you can get back there and find out. What's the saying? It's shoot for the stars, shoot for the moon. You may never get there, but you'll fly higher than you've ever flown before. And for me, I just want to figure that out and have enough grace for myself to figure that out and to attempt that. As it is a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to keep pushing, to keep trying, to keep working through pain to get stronger. And I'll finish with this. You've got one meat suit, one body that you get to enjoy in this life. Last time I checked, they can't 3D print new parts yet. So taking care of it is all you got. And you can drive a broken down car your whole life, or you can put in the premium fluids, the premium oil, and drive yourself a Ferrari called your body. It all depends what you do with it and how you imagine it and how you see yourself. So see yourself as the highest version of yourself. See yourself as the highest capabilities of your body and go find out. And wherever that limit is, that's okay because there's lessons in those limits. And you can glean the silver lining when you accept those lessons and you accept your new normal or your new reality. So I hope that's helped you out. I hope that helps you out on your biking season. If you are injured on your bike, give your head time to recover. Um, do the exercises and the works to get better so you can get back on your bike or get back to your sport. And I hope this talk about mental override has encouraged you. I know I needed something today as it's been a struggle through the summer, but there's also been a lot of joy and a lot of deep learning going through this experience, having these limitations and resetting. I've never been more in tune with my body than I am right now. And that's something that is possibly missing from society. We sell our bodies for a dollar. We burn ourselves out for a mission. We sacrifice ourselves physically for our family. And there's times and places for that, but you can't give from an empty cup. You got to recharge the battery and you got to fill yourself up. So have an awesome day. And thanks for tuning in to Mental Override.